As you guys know or may not know, I don't get that much sleep as much as I want to. I wake up in the middle of the night. I don't get any quality of sleep, and it's pretty bad. It's actually pretty bad. And the PTSD also causes me stress because I get nightmares. I get nightmares. Recently I've been getting nightmares again. But but I also get the headaches. If you guys don't know that, I do get the headaches. I have hemicrania continua, which is an incurable headache disorder, which is only half the left side of my face is pretty much in pain every day. Every single day, it's in pain. The only way to manage it is through medication. And I take headache medications, and I take that to deal with it. And so with the sleep thing, the headache doesn't help because it actually wakes me up as well. So I got the nightmares that wakes me up, and then I either remember it or don't remember it, but I know that it has happened, and also the headaches that wake me up. And with PTSD, as I said before, I am hyper aware of my surroundings, of my father. I am very hyper aware, so even if I'm focusing on a video and doing a video, if I hear him anywhere near anything, if he's doing something that I can hear him, then like I would just kind of be very, I would be like thinking or knowing of like focusing on this and that at like this same time. And it's very distracting when he's around, because it distracts me so much because I have to know where he is. And that really, really stresses me out a lot. So back to the sleep thing. Yes, I do get very tired during the day. And what doesn't help is that it also causes me depression. And with PTSD, taking I have antidepressants. So yeah, I'm taking care of myself. I have antidepressants. And another thing that really affects me is in the morning, because I get very fatigued. And with a bit of depression, it kind of makes you very sluggish and very fatigued, where you don't really want to do anything, even though you want to at the same time. It's very it's just I can't explain it, but it's just like you want to do something but you can't. Like you physically cannot do it. And it sucks. It really sucks a lot. What also contributes to my depression is my headaches, because this headache won't go away. It's incurable. It's something that I can only manage. So like having with that thought with me all the time as well, very demotivates me a lot. It depresses me a lot, knowing that this headache can never be cured unless somehow they found a cure. But the chances of that, because this is a new headache disorder, more or less, I mean, it's only been found like the last 5 years or something, 10, around there. It's still fairly new. So like nothing that can be done. Great. Yeah, great. So that doesn't help with my depression at all. So so PTSD really affects me through that. Just makes me very fatigued and tired. Another way I'm also taking care of myself is that I do go to therapy. I go to therapy for this, to really just deal with it, to have someone there that I can talk to really help me out psychologically, emotionally, just help me out through these hard times. Because before actually letting you guys know what's been happening, no one really knew about this. Like, you know what they say, behind closed doors? Yeah, this is one of those things. And to everyone outside of these doors, everyone sees my dad as just, you know, a fairly good person, a fairly nice person, whatever. They don't know. They don't know what goes behind closed doors. Who knows? So, like, my relatives, they don't know. Everyone else, like, don't really know. But through this, everyone knows now. Because that's the Asian culture. That's always been the Asian culture, in a sense. I'm putting quotes because I don't know if it still is or whatever. But, like, it is through the Asian culture to save face, to show society, to show your relatives, show people that you are better than them, that you are one-upping them every single time. So you're putting so much pressure on the children, on the kids, to be better than everyone else. So in my childhood, I've been getting compared to everyone else. I've been getting compared to everyone else. I never had an identity of myself. I never had that choice to be myself because I have been getting compared to every single other person, and I couldn't just be me. You know how tough that is, to just be you, to having expectations that the parents want you to compared to everyone else because they're doing so much better. But the problem is in that Asian society, or the culture, as I said, the Asian culture, it's no one knows what goes behind closed doors. No one knows because everyone just wants to one-up each other. That's what everyone just wants to do. And that is the most psychologically damaging aspect of the culture. Or I don't know if any other culture does that. They probably do. I mean, you know, it's behind closed doors. But I mean, in my culture, that's really, I don't really take that as my culture that much anymore. I don't care. I don't care about the whole, I don't care about the whole, you know, one-upping people, comparing people, because I've never had that choice. I've never had that choice to do that, to be my own person. I never got that choice, and I don't want to partake in that because it is my culture, you know. So yeah. So having this said out there, it's freeing for me. It's freeing for me because I'm allowed to actually speak out against this, speak out against what has been done to me throughout my whole life, and now it just feels so good. It feels so good to let others know what I've been through, what I have gone through my whole life, and it feels good. It feels very, very good. So good to just be me. I've also stated before that this PTSD thing, this whole traumatic experiences, the micro traumatic experiences throughout my life, the physical abuse, the psychological abuse, the emotional abuse, the trifecta of abuses there, it has made me introverted. The reason it has made me introverted is what I'm explaining right now, is that the way it's made me introverted is that I'm afraid to be confronted. I'm afraid to be confronted. I'm afraid of confrontation. I am afraid of being in arguments. I hate that. I hate that. Throughout my life, my whole life, it's always been confrontations, being confronted by my father, and all of that. Throughout my whole life, it has been that. And that has scarred me. That has dramatically damaged me to the point that if someone does confront me for some reason, even if it's nothing bad or it's good, it really depends on the situation. If I know the person or not, it really depends. I will go literally into a fight or flight mode. It's that my parasympathetic system kicks in, and it's a fight or flight mode. There's no, in my mind, there's no rationing out a lot of stuff, because in my life, like I said, my father will confront me, and then from what I've learned is just quiet and agree to anything. And sometimes my mind would just wander off. It would literally just wander off so that I don't get hurt, so that my mentality does not get hurt, get broken even more. It protects itself to just to literally just not be there. And I've noticed that. I have noticed that. I've started realizing it. That's what I've been doing my whole life. That I would agree to stuff. I wouldn't know what he's saying. I don't care what he's been saying, but I know I'm not there. I'm just agreeing and whatnot, but I am not there. So yeah, that's why I've been very introverted, more introverted as per se, because I get judged. Like I've said before, I get judged. I get compared to other people, so I get judged. And getting judged from a parent all the time throughout your life, and getting talked down on, having that negative aspect of be put into your life every single time, does not help a child grow. It doesn't help a child grow positively. I mean, yeah, putting every single negative thing into there, negative reinforcement all the time, is not gonna, help your child grow positively. So, like I said, with confrontation and stuff like that, I always have a negative aspect to it. I always have a negative thinking to it. That's gonna go bad. It's gonna go bad. It's gonna go bad. And I have that aspect to it, and it's scary. It's scary to have that aspect. And it sucks to have that aspect, which is why now whenever I say to just be positive, stay positive, because that's what I want to become. I want to become someone to be positive from these experiences, to show the positivity that there are better stuff out there that people take for granted. A lot of people take things for granted. I mean, and because they don't know what I've gone through, what I have been through. People don't know that until now. So that's why every time I say to be positive, think positive, stay positive, it's because people take things for granted, and that you guys have something that can be, can looked upon as something as trivial compared to my life. So that's why I always say to just be positive, because things will always get better. Things will always get better, because it might be something big to you, but it's not as bad as getting this type of treatment throughout your life, to abused like this throughout your life, that will affect you for so long and probably forever. Not that I'm saying that your problems aren't important to you. They're important to each person. They're very important. It's different, but through my experiences, this is probably the worst thing that can ever happen to anyone. Besides war, but But in a household where you just get abused, you have to suffer through that and have negative outputs put into you every single time, you will see how the world around you changes your outlook. It's like, for example, you know, for example, like murders and stuff like that. Like a lot of those situations are household stuff, like household nurturing stuff. You know, I mean, there's some nature to it, but nurturing like is just the abuse will really mess someone up. Will mess them up in murderers, sociopaths, psychopaths, whatever. It's just all of that. But like I said, there's a nature to it, so it's just it's tough thing to say. But like a lot of the murders that in psychopaths and sociopaths out there, like a lot of their family upbringing is through abuse. So like it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to really be put in that situation when, as a child, you never wanted that. You never wanted to be like that. But it doesn't give them the excuse to kill people. It doesn't give them the excuse to do that. It's just something to, you know, for people to think about, that abuse can put people into that position of thinking and yeah, bad stuff. But through me, it's not like that. I'm definitely not like that. I would feel so bad to if I ever did that to anyone. So, which is why I would never do that. And I'm not that type of person to do that. But yeah, just like I said, like abuse can really affect people differently. And yeah, it's horrible. It's just horrible. And also, germophobia. The last thing I want to talk about, my germophobia. With the PTSD and the whole incident that happened, the traumatic experience that kind of took the dive for me then, was the fact that, so the day after, when I, told my counselor, told the police about it all, he left to his mother's house. He stayed there for a week. I went home and I took all the bedding, all the sheets, everything. I put that in the washer and washed that. I did not want any part of him. I did not want to be a part of him. Anything with him in my mind became dirty, in a sense dirty, that I didn't want a part of him ever in my life. So it started with just cleaning the bed sheets and all of that because I didn't want a part of him, and then making my whole room safe, my whole safe bubble where I didn't want anyone to ever go in my room unless I okay you that you're allowed to be in here because I trust you. Him, I never trusted. I have never trusted. Even now, I can't trust him. I don't think I can ever trust him. Ever. Because it brings me so much pain every time that I have to think about the traumatic experience that happened in my room. And the fact that he believes he's always in the right. And that he's never done anything wrong. And like, I always avoid him. I literally always avoid him at whatever cost, even if it's for eating or food. Sometimes I would actually go hungry for, like, I wouldn't eat dinner. I wouldn't get something to eat just because I know he's downstairs, and that I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for him to just go away because I don't want to wait, I don't want to just be around his schedule and whatnot. And what what is always scary to me, like through, you know, being home, is that what is scary is that even though when I know he's not in the kitchen, when he's downstairs doing his thing, the scary thing is that I know he's not there. I can go get food, I can do that, but the chances are he can come upstairs whenever he wants to just confront me and just yell at me again for no apparent reason, to talk to me, to do whatever, because he wants to, because he can. And that is what scares me. It's what scares me a lot. I hate that. And then that, and I don't like. I've tried to avoid the confrontations as much as I can. Last time that real confrontation happened was about a year ago. Year ago in November was when it happened, whereas when my PTSD really surfaced, because I started more resenting him more, being more angry at him for what he's done to me, to be all that, to just be more fearful at the same time. It was very weird, but like at the same time, it just, all those emotions just surfaced. It just surfaced out of nowhere, and that was when I actually got a psychologist, a therapist, to really talk things out and kind of improve that of myself, to just kind of, you know, talk to him about it. Because back then, like I said, closed doors, the Asian culture, to just not really, you know, don't let people know your weaknesses, don't let people know, you know, you're this, because we don't want to lose face, we don't want our family to have that, you know, be looked down upon from other people, because, you know, we have this problem. But everyone has problems. Everyone has freaking problems. People always hides their problems. Any single problem, phobias, traumatic experiences, abuse, like everything. People hide everything, okay? Everyone has stuff, but it's just, if you're the one that says it, you're the one that's gonna be the one that looks down upon, the ugly duckling, no, not ugly duckling, what was it? Like the black duck of the family? I don't know, I forgot the term for that. But yeah, that. And it's like, I don't care. I literally don't care. Because what I've done my whole life was hide stuff. Was hide the fact I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm like this because of this and because of this. I hide it. I put on a mask to not be me. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. I hate that. But I digress. I actually don't know what I was talking about. I went on a tangent again. I don't know what I was talking about. Let me try and think for a second. Oh, what I was trying to say before was that I was trying to go into trust. How trust was a big thing to me. But now I realized that I was talking about germophobia and how that affected me. But yeah, so let's talk about that. Continue on with that thought with germophobia, was that with him gone for a week, I start to make my room a safe bubble. I start to make this room a safe bubble, and then it slowly dawned on me, since half of this house is my mother's and half of it is my father's, I see the negative side of that. I see my father's side of the house, so that the whole house literally is contaminated to me, because I don't want a part of him. I don't want any part of that in my life. So that has started growing in my mind. The fact that everything that he owns, even though my mother owns it, like, my mother owns it, and like he uses it, and I see it as just contaminating my life even more. Even though he also, the cars outside, he drives them, all the cars, and I need the cars to go to my therapy sessions and stuff like that, get medication, and like then I see that with him driving those cars, I start contaminating other places, and that has expanded to more places that he's kind of contaminated through to the other places and whatnot. And it's hard to really overcome that, the stress of that, to overcome all of that. I don't know why I'm doing this, but the stress of that, to overcome all of that, is very, very tough. It's a very tough thing to overcome. And like, even with the medication for the PTSD and stuff like that, it's still very tough to overcome, because through antidepressants, with a lot of antidepressants, your mind becomes cloudy. It's like being in like a bummed out mode. Like, you're just bummed out the whole time. Like, you can't really think things through. And I've experienced this. I experienced this when I was on very deep depression in uni. When I was in deep depression, the reason I was in deep depression was because I was stressed out from school. I was stressed out from school because the fact that I was failing. Like, well, I wasn't failing, but like, it was more of the thought that I wanted to make my mom proud. Like, I tried. I kept trying my best, but it's like when you've been compared your whole life, it's hard to make someone proud, someone that you want to make proud. It's hard to do that because I always start comparing to other people. I start comparing to other people, how I'm not like them, I'm not like this, because I've grown up my whole life having that thought, having that mentality that I can never be as good. I can never be good to that degree, to any degree, because I always get compared to them. And yeah, it's a really horrible mentality to have, because like I've said before, behind closed doors, you don't know what's been going on, but anything like that. But with I see it as they don't have a tougher life than me. It's what I've gone through with abuse and all of that. If they are able to succeed like that, they've never had it tough like me. Really have that abuse every time, to have fear in the house, in my own house that I grew up in, the fear of being there all the time and having that fear just linger there all the time. It really exhausts you so much, which is why any confrontation I have now, I get exhausted, I get tired, I get mentally tired, that I just want to not do anything. It has gone to the fact that it gets to me. It gets to me so much and so deep that I get exhausted. And I hate that. I hate that feeling, because I want to be productive. I want to do what I want to do. I want to continue doing what I love to do, but I can't. Of these confrontations, I hate the fact that that's what my fight or flight comes, because it's fighting, I have to use my energy. Fleeing, use of energy. But mentally, it's through mental and like the energies that get used up. Because I'm not fighting anybody. I'm not running away physically. It's just mentally exhausting to me. Oh man. So yeah. So in the last year, I keep going on tangents because it's important to just kind of express it all. But like I don't want to write everything down because I hate going on script where I have to use my emotions to just talk through about this. And I was thinking about writing it out, but it's very tough to really just speak it. It's a big difference to writing something out, to typing something out, but like speaking, it's very different for me to express that emotion. So yeah, last year when the confrontation happened, where I had to explain to him again what he's done to me, what he's done to me, what he's been doing my whole life to me. And then he poses a question where, how come I think of all the negative aspects of my life instead of the positive ones? Well, the real answer to that is because the negative aspects outweigh the positive aspects. If there were more positives, sure, I would remember those, but the negative ones are where the abuse comes from, the abuse, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, and all of that comes from. And that all overcomes the positive ones. Like literally, that's the only thing I think about, that I see him and know from him, is all the negative outcomes that I have gone through. Negative aspects of my life. It's just all bad. Even this one time, we went as a family trip. We went to Walt Disney World. It was Epcot. It was Epcot Center. I know it was Epcot Center. I forgot where. It was an open area where there was people and stuff. We all got in an argument with him. We got an argument with him or whatever. That's the only thing I really remembered that much. Is that we got an argument. He went away for a while. Do whatever, I don't know. Like, we were just there waiting for him to come back. Like, that, like, throughout the whole trip, like, that is the most prominent memory I have of going to Walt Disney World, was that. It was literally that. Like, Walt Disney was supposed to be the happiest place in the world, right? Well, not for me, apparently, because that's the only memory that I can literally just remember. Even all the good times of all the rides there and stuff, that outweighs all of it, that I have to force myself to really remember it, to know that, oh, I went on that. Oh, how did I feel about that? How did I like that? No. This one, this memory, it just comes up. It's like that. It's instant. It comes up every time I think of Walt Disney World. And yeah, those memories outweigh, those horrible memories outweigh the positive ones. And that's what my whole life is. My whole life, I always reflect on all the bad memories. There are never really good memories I can really remember just instantly, unless they are actually good memories, or unless I force it to remember, like, the memories. And then I have to wonder, did that really happen, or is that something I'm making up in my mind to make me counter the negative memories? So yeah, but like I said, he doesn't recall having those conversations last year, which is why yesterday we had yesterday with the when I made the video, that's why he doesn't remember anything, and he thinks he's in the right, and he thinks he's not in the wrong at all, which is why it pisses me off, which is why I can't talk to him. I can't talk to him because he cannot understand what he is doing. He can't understand why I act like this, even though I've explained it. He just doesn't want to remember it, which is why he doesn't understand, because he doesn't want to remember it, and thus he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Good parenting. Good. 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 So yeah. So that has pretty much affected me my whole life. And that's why I'm actually coming out to talk about this, because these things can't really be in the dark. You know, things can't really be in the dark, because if I keep holding this in my videos, it starts to see that I don't have that much energy. That I don't have that much energy, that I don't... It feels like I'm not enjoying the game or doing the video, but in reality I am. But at the same time, it's all this energy sucking like stuff that I have to keep aware of, which or have to deal with, like my headache that I can't, you know, is incurable, and I had to deal with that, and I can't just, you know, nothing to do with medication. But besides the point, it's all of the stuff that I had to deal with and be aware of, which uses up my energy, and it causes me depression, because I'm fatigued in the morning. Even though I wake up early in the morning, I'm trying to do my best to wake up earlier and earlier to get that, to have that energy to be able to make videos, because also, you know, the doctors and people want me to wake up earlier, because yeah, sure, it's healthier for me, but it's not that easy. Not that easy. And it's very tough, because I'm also a night owl. I am a night owl. So like, I can't have appointments at like 4 in the morning. Nope. So I mean, and there's always the stigma of people who don't sleep in the, you know, who don't sleep at night are messed up or whatever. But like, you know, have that stigma where it's just like, well, you gotta sleep earlier. It's just like, are you serious? Like, it's so tough. It's just so tough for me. But I'm at least happy now that I'm able to express all this to you. Even though I still have this fear in my house, at least I can speak up about it and talk about it, because it keeps me, so that it doesn't actually keep me insane. As in, like, when I say insane, I mean like mentally keeping everything in there until I explode. Like, my mind just explodes. Like, that kind of insanity. Just like keeping everything inside, bottled up, you know, having all of that, just kind of dealing with it, and then especially, you know, and then eventually getting a tumor or whatever, I don't know. But like, I'm able to express all of this and just kind of let you guys know what's going on, and, you know, having support. In my life, I've never really had that support against this, because it's a tough thing to talk about, which is why. But having this support from you guys and everyone here supporting me through all of this, just, I'm happy. I'm grateful for having you guys here and listening to me, to kind of express myself to you guys and letting you guys know more personally what I go through each day, each and every day. And I'm happy to have you guys here. I'm so happy that you guys are here for me. And thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me and supporting me. Thank you.